Rep classes called because it was a little brisk outside? No, because we were wildcats when wildcats were wildcats. For Pete's sake, it's called Northwestern because when it was founded, this was on the edge of the Northwest Territories. The first graduating class was offered a double major in fur trapping and frostbite. My first winter here, this is a true story, you can look it up. I endured what is still the coldest day in Chicago's history, January 20th, 1985. Negative 27 degrees, negative 83 with the wind chill. Yeah, if you weren't careful, your genitals would snap off like a graham cracker. Did NU close? No, we went to class. Well, not me, I was a theater major and I didn't go to class that often, but we were supposed to. Have I mentioned I finished college with an incomplete? And we didn't have cell phones. If you made plans to meet someone in a snowstorm and they didn't show up, you just assumed they were devoured by wolves and went on with your life. And we couldn't text. We certainly couldn't sext each other. If you wanted to send someone a picture of your private parts, you had to fax it. That's how Kinko's got its name. You had to fill out a cover letter and everything. It was embarrassing. But the clearest example of how this once great institution has failed you students, in 1986, our commencement speaker was George Shultz, Secretary of State, fourth in line to the President. You get me. Basic Cable's second most popular fake newsman. At this rate, the class of 2021 will be addressed by a zoo parrot and a mortar board that has been trained to say congratulations. But I am not here to talk about me. I am here to inspire you by talking about me. Fair warning, we are now entering the meaningful part of the speech. Those of you who already have enough meaning in their lives can go do something else. Maybe try to remember where you parked the rental car. This spring I participated in a sailing race in South Carolina, halfway across the Atlantic to Bermuda. In many ways it was a beautiful journey. Stars wheeling overhead, whales breaching to starboard, which I actually think is over here. And in many other ways it was horrible. We were filthy and tired. For 7 days, none of us slept for more than 3 hours at a pop. Which, remember, is how Stalin broke his enemies, and how infants break their parents. You'll find out. Now, we eventually made it to Bermuda, and after a few days there, I came back home by plane. And looking out the window, I felt completely artificial. It felt so strange to fly over the same 1,000 miles of water that we just fought our way across inch by inch. And the ease of coming back somehow made it that much harder to explain to friends what it was like out there, what was lost and what was gained on that sublime and terrible trip. And in some ways, it feels just as artificial to fly back after 25 years to try to tell you how to navigate the waters ahead. Though it's tempting to think that I can, because like many people my age, I have fantasized about traveling back in time and giving advice to my younger self. To stop young Stephen on a street corner and say, "Break up with her, you idiot. Haven't you noticed that she's nicer to the dog?" Or buy real estate. Or for God's sake, don't buy real estate. Or under no circumstances should you wear white jeans. Even on a cruise. Also, don't go on a cruise. Or wear sunscreen. Having a tan looks nice now, but in 20 years your face will look like a catcher's mitt. But I doubt my younger self would even listen to me. I'm sure he'd say, "There's no way you could be me. I have a chin." Plus, young me would never respect old me. He is in the theater. I am on TV. A total sellout. So to recap so far, I am going to try to give you, for all intents and purposes, our me 25 years ago, some advice that I probably won't get right and you probably won't listen to. Ready? Let's do this thing. Okay. You have been told to follow your dreams. But what if it's a stupid dream? For instance, Stephen Colbert of 25 years ago lived at 2015 North Ridge with 2 men and 3 women in what I now know was a brothel. He dreamed of living alone, well, alone with his beard, in a large, barren loft apartment, lots of blonde wood, wearing a kimono, with a futon on the floor and a samovar of tea constantly bubbling in the background, doing Shakespeare in the street for homeless people. Today, I am a beardless suburban dad who lives in a house, wears no iron khakis, and makes Anthony Weiner jokes for a living. And I love it.